Yeah.
Good morning and welcome. It's another brand new day, a Tuesday morning. Some say it's the most productive day of the week.
Some say.
Many say.
Yeah, well, many say.
More than the rest. But then, whenever you tune in to Wake Up Nigeria, what we do is to ensure that, you take a short pause, a slight pause, take a deep breath before the day's hustle gets into full swing.
Now, sometimes we know that life can get a little dull if you have to just focus on work. The work aspects of things can be monotonous. So our Tuesday shows are especially colorful. Yeah, you can see Mike is wearing like pink and blue. You know, I'm doing some orange.
Originally, pink is a man's color.
Oh, wow.
You know that.
That is a very important historical fact.
Originally,
People don't know.
I'll break it down sometime for you. You just that will be a private lessons for those that need to know. But hey, come on, good morning or welcome. It's a brand new day. And of course, we've got 1 hour, 45 minutes to get what some people call a job. But for us, it's more than just a job, because if it was just a job, I don't think we'll be here almost every day. It's more like passion, yeah? That's what it is.
Well, hey, especially when you're working with people that are like family. And speaking of family, my sister's in the kitchen. Mary, darling, how you doing?
You know what's funny when you said my sister? I suddenly remembered like the 1,000,001 people who have said, you and Titi look so much alike.
Are you serious?
That's what came to my mind as
They
soon
lie.
as you said it.
They're lying.
How you doing this morning? Good morning.
Mary, they're lying.
Good morning,
Yes,
darling.
I know you want me to say I look like you, Mike, but there's
They're lying.
absolutely no reason.
No, we don't look alike. So that let's never. We don't look alike. You don't look like this.
I love your shirt, by the way.
Wait, they didn't want
nice.
you. Oh,
It's
is it?
nice.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Man, this shirt, it reached like 75K.
Wow.
Yeah, beg me,
Did you have to give an actual amount?
Have you heard that thing about compliments? you tell a foreigner, hey, this looks nice. Oh, thank you. We tell Nigeria, say, that your shoe makes us one more.
Now 60K I buy.
Now 60K. No, you know what I say? Now 60K they see here like this. But hey, come on, the holiday is over, and of course there is less traffic on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. That's
Glory
enough
to
reason
God.
to thank God. We have exactly 1.5 minutes. Let's make it happen. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. You can, of course, watch this show live on GOTV channel 16 or UHF channel 49. You can also watch us on the go if you download the TVC app for free for both Android and iOS.
And definitely, we are back on YouTube.
Yeah.
And also Facebook, on social media, at TVC Connect, across all of them, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube,
TikTok.
also TikTok. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC for prior engagement and, of course, interaction with us.
We begin with health this morning. Shortly, we'll be having Dr. Sharon Ekene, a well-grounded and experienced optometrist. We're going to be discussing digital eye strain and the possibility of preventable blindness. Have you been in front of your laptop or phone screens for too long? Is it damaging your eyes? We'll find out soon.
And then, of course, we have a musical performance. We have a music minister who has been making music for well over a decade. Sam Swaj. He's also a pastor, I think. I'd like to talk about our question, music ministry and pastorship. How does it work? Well, he'll be here to perform this morning.
And then we'll be having a conversation with singer, songwriter, rapper Bright Goya, popularly known as Goya Meno. He gained massive acclaim due to his outstanding hit single, Ameno A Piano Remix. Now, since then, he's collaborated with quite a few artists, including the amazing David Guetta and Carlos Santana, just to mention a few. That should be a fun conversation. You don't want to go anywhere too far. Yeah, well, okay, holiday's over. Kids are back to school.
Yeah.
Oof. So that means some certain amounts of traffic will probably, still remain. But it does feel like there's been a reprieve. Like the roads are just...
Yeah, so Kara Bridge has been opened.
Yeah.
As well as
And
the
that
long
has
bridge as
that
well.
has helped.
Yeah, since Sunday.
Yeah, that has helped. That
Yeah.
has helped.
Yeah,
We wanted to mention
I
some
wanted
things,
to
yeah?
mention a few things happening today. Today is actually International Harry Potter's Day, for those who are Harry Potter fans. Now, I have a young one that likes Harry Potter, but for some weird reason, I feel like I'm the only person in my generation that never did watch anything that had to do with Harry Potter. I feel like I'm the only one that, as much as I read books, I cannot remember picking up a Harry Potter book. And it baffles me because I've been through several books, but somehow I never got around to it. Now, besides that, today is also National Teachers Day.
Oh, okay, that's
yeah.
an
So
important one.
celebrating teachers all over the world.
It's a big one for me.
It's a big one, yeah.
For me, when I think of occupations, when I think of essential services,
Yeah.
The medical sciences,
Yeah.
teachers, they're just at par for me, just after God. Those people are the most important people. So hey.
And you know, I find it sad that things have really changed in this country. Because I remember there was a time when, as a teacher, not only was it a thing of pride, you were also one of the highest paid.
Well, true.
And now, in the same country, you see teachers struggling to make ends meet. Most professions in this country are struggling to make ends meet. The old 40% pay rise, for example, to many people, it doesn't even make much difference because they're like, things are so expensive. It's sad that minimum wage isn't moving on. But today is also Baby Day. Today is National Brothers and Sisters Day. And today is World Asthma Day.
Big. I love
Yeah.
that all of this happens, and it kind of puts a spotlight on this thing. Like what you mentioned about the teachers, yes, might not be so good, but then that pay rise, some civil servants also might also have those kind of issues. But then across, it's not as bad as it is, but we're expecting it to get better.
Yes,
Like you said,
yeah,
World Asthma
yes.
Day, this is bringing all these kind of things. I know how people feel that they just have a cold, or maybe, you know, when you find out you're allergic to smoke, to dust, and a few things, you need to go for checks. You don't self-diagnose, you know. You come from a medical family, so you understand how important it is and all of that. So it's quite a big one, raising awareness towards all of this. Is it, there's something, is it?
I wanted to touch on
Yes,
the
Brothers and
issue with the
Sisters Day.
teachers.
Okay,
actually.
all right.
I wanted to touch on the teachers because in terms of civil servants, it does seem like they are still some of the highest paid you know, along the line. And it just shows that there's still a lot that needs to be done across board. There's still a lot that needs to be done. They need to be better trained. They need to be given better opportunities to learn from, you know, maybe even schools abroad. Let's figure out a way to help build that particular industry in the right direction. Because as of right now, I don't feel like I trust the teachers as much as I used to. I feel like I'm more involved in my kids' life because
And you normally
I
would want
actually
to.
trust my
Yes.
children's teachers. I feel like that's the best thing to do. And then, of course, you provide the emotional support at home and also try as much as possible to help your children with their schoolwork and all. But whatever the case may be, though, primary, secondary, university, there's disparity. We can only hope everything gets better for everyone at the end of the day.
hopefully we'll get there sometime soon.
It's the news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messikeno. President Muhammadu Buhari has urged the incoming administration to continue respecting the rights of Nigerian workers in order to enhance socio-economic growth. This appeal was made on a day organized. Labor lamented the steady decline in the purchasing power of an average worker.
Is celebrated as International Workers' Day. The day is set aside to commemorate achievements of workers and spread awareness about their exploitation. In 1889, May 1st was chosen as a date for International Workers' Day by socialists and labor activists to commemorate the Haymarket Affair in Chicago, United States, and the struggle for an 8-hour working day. In Nigeria, May Day is a public holiday set aside to remind stakeholders about the need to promote decent work. In the quest to find out more about the challenges facing workers in private and public organizations, I discovered that pensioners face more challenges after working for more than 3 decades. I met with Eniola Williams, a former worker of the defunct National Electric Power Authority (NEPA), now Power Holding Company of Nigeria (PHCN). Eniola served the federal government for 35 years. She shares with TVC News some of the challenges she faced as a retired worker. She wants the federal government and other relevant stakeholders to intervene to enable others like her get their 33% pension arrears, which was approved by President Goodluck Jonathan in 2010.
In 2010, they have not paid us all our pension money. Up to this moment, they have not paid us. And President Jonathan said they should pay us all the money. They pay all other workers, but in NEPA, they have not paid us. We need the money. As I am now, I need that money right now. we should beg them to pay us our money right now.
For many weeks, I searched for retired workers from the defunct NEPA to get their stories about their predicament. Their stories are similar to that of any other.
And still on the commemoration of Labor Day, the President-elect Bola Tinubu is assuring Nigerian workers of his incoming administration's commitment to initiating policies that will protect their interest. Asiwaju Tinubu made the commitment on Monday in his message to the workers on the occasion of this year's May Day celebration. The President-elect promised to fulfill his promise of renewed hope, better welfare and working conditions for Nigerian workers and a living wage to have a decent life and provide for their families. He, however, urged them to prepare for tough and hard decisions so that workers and Nigerians in general can live more abundantly. Now on to foreign news. Russia has launched a series of missiles at Ukrainian cities in the second pre-dawn attack in 3 days. Pavlograd, a logistics hub near the central city of Dnipro, was hit ahead of a much-anticipated counteroffensive by Ukraine. The strike sparked a major fire, destroyed dozens of houses and wounded 34 people. Hours later, the air raid alert sounded across the country with the capital Kyiv among the targets. Across the country, the Ukrainian army said it shot down 15 of the 18 cruise missiles that had been fired. The most significant damage was in Pavlograd, a city in Ukrainian-held territory, around 70 miles from the front line. Pictures posted on social media showed a massive blaze. Ukraine's Dnipropetrovsk military administration described it as a tragic night and morning, saying an industrial site had been hit. More of that in the second lap when we take the news at the top of the hour. That's all that we can take on news and sports for now. We'll take a time out. Stay with us. We will return with what's up and about, and of course, headlines at the day news.
Alrighty.
Looking at that, human eyes being able to differentiate 10 million colors. And yes, we can't name all of them.
Of course.
I just found that really amusing.
Hey, ma'am, you're welcome. Great to have you.
Yes, she's adding more color to the colors.
Mention of your
here.
wig, so I was looking out
I
for
was
it.
just, you were looking out for the wig, right?
Yeah, I was.
It was worth looking out for.
Yeah, you're welcome. So,
I feel like she's about to break into a Beyonce song.
yeah, she does have
She
that,
does, actually.
that appeal at this point. So yeah, we had something to talk about, and
Yeah.
it has to do with phones.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw something, and earlier this morning, leaks for the iPhone 15. Yeah, is it
Okay.
15?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
15.
the Samsung S24.
Yeah, for 2024.
If you're a phone person, is it why you are with this one? That you have never used it enough.
They've
They're already
yeah.
teasing you and all of that. So you just let the search, because I know people who they can't hold the, like, once there's a new one out,
They must get it.
they can't. And now it's in millions. But then if that's you, that's you.
Well, there was also a report, was it last week or the week before, saying Meta have created a way for WhatsApp to be accessed from 4 different devices.
Yes.
And I remember saying it was great for businesses, but they're not so good for relationships. So,
Okay.
exactly. So this is where we segue into the conversation that we started earlier on. This issue of phones. So, Mike, can you open your WhatsApp for me to scroll through?
Titi, I can't get what you just said out
Who
of
am
my
I?
head.
I'm just your colleague asking honestly,
So
could you do
why
it?
not?
Why
if
not?
you are my colleague, what's
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get what's.
Is there any reason why you would hesitate?
Please give me your phone, Jerry. Let me look
How
through.
do
You
I
sure?
hesitate? Why would I hesitate?
No, the way his shoulders went up a little.
No, I'm
bit
wondering.
more.
I'm trying to think, like, if no matter what is inside, you are not the person that I would not, like, I'll be hiding whatever is in my phone from. So it doesn't matter
Okay.
if it's any of my colleagues. You understand? You're not the person that if I had something in my phone that I didn't want to hide.
Don't owe us anything.
If you see, you know what you
That's
expect to
good.
see. If you see, you won't be surprised now.
Okay, so
I didn't know you were
Mary and
thinking
I are
of
going to go through your phone.
Yeah.
in
Please
maybe about
unlock
15
first.
minutes. Unlock the
It's
phone.
too
Unlock
calm. He has
it.
not
Unlock it.
It
Unlock
was
it.
unlocked now.
Is it face unlock?
Face
His
recognition.
face. They say the makeup on my face is now being
Liar. Liar.
So
it's not lucky. It's not
Mike
lucky.
has said one thing, but not exactly unlocks the phone for us to see.
Yeah.
What do you want
Which is
to
where
see?
we're going. Do
Yeah.
women still demand to see what is in their men's phones? Or have they just moved on? It's 2023. I beg, whatever they decide the guys for, I beg, make it just.
I think it's even both ways we should put the question.
Okay.
Do men still check their women's phones and do women still check their men's phone? Like, do people still check their spouse's phone? Do you still bother about trying to see your partner's phone? You want to see what's inside. Do you still do that?
All right. So I feel like it's delicate for different, and it's different for different people.
See, would you do that? They've just let's be direct now. I think.
So I don't think
in
I've
some
been.
ways.
So I have been through my husband's phone before, but I don't. I think it was probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
Right, 2 years ago. That was like in 2020. I didn't have much I was doing. I had more time on my hands, so to speak. I feel like it's something that only happens when
Were you scarred?
you have. I wasn't scarred. I was concerned. I was concerned about my own choice to go through the phone and what it meant for my own mentality. That was why I was concerned. Like, why did I even go through this phone? What was I looking for?
You know what you're looking for before you started.
Have you gone through your husband's phone?
Oh, yes, I have.
No hesitation.
Yes,
Why?
I have. And still will.
Why?
If I'm not getting answered. Okay, well, it's not like I'm going around snooping because, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy, right? But it's such a coincidence because my husband and I have the same passwords.
Oh, okay.
We never discussed it, but we both have the same passwords to our phones, right? And we both have access, like he can go through my phone, I can go through his phone, right? And then if I see anything, and we also have this policy where we are very open to each other, where if he would always say, whatever it is that you feel you're not exactly sure about or you're having some sort of doubts about, ask questions and, you know.
Yeah.
Mike, what are you on about?
Why is it?
So somebody, my director was asking, those clear chats. I don't need to ask him because I know. I know. How do I know?
Wow.
I sent a message. I sent this to you earlier. Oh, I've cleared my chat.
Wow.
Auntie,
Why?
Okay.
does, yes.
Wait,
So let's not
wait,
go there.
let me tell you.
But there's no problem.
Wait. Let me tell you why I actually clear my chats, right? First off, I am not, okay, I like my personal space.
Okay.
And all that long thread of messages,
What?
all those long thread of messages, no, I feel like it's just clogging up my space.
Okay.
So if you're not someone that I have a business dealing with or a personal relationship with or, you know, please, bye, we're done talking. Can you go now?
Okay.
I don't want to see you on my thread.
You move on.
Messages. Move on.
So you don't have a personal relationship with Mike?
We're work colleagues.
Yeah.
This is me, straight up. I never. I
Delete
would never.
chats.
Don't waste your time. Don't.
The worst I
Worry,
can do is
I'm taking your
archive.
phone again, guys.
never-
Just hold Mike's
I
phone.
would never go or start trying to go through a partner's chat. Never. I'd never.
Why?
I don't
But
know
you know they also say
Mike,
that
there's
what
the
doesn't
option
kill you
of
makes you
unlock
stronger.
pattern.
They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
It doesn't make anybody
what's
stronger.
the-
Makes you stronger.
Let them be who they want to be. If you don't find, you will be thinking that is there something I'm missing? If you find, you have killed.
Clear your
So you know something funny. My man doesn't know that I know his password.
Oh, okay.
He believes I do.
Inspector
And
Gadget.
I like it that way. But guess what? I have never, even while he's asleep and you know that kind of.
Face recognition.
Never.
I have never.
Are you serious?
One, he hasn't given me a reason to.
Okay.
Two, I just cannot be bothered. I was raised to believe that, look, I trust you. If you like misbehave, it's on you. You are the one that will be dying of hypertension, wondering when I will find out. Giving yourself heartache. I cannot be bothered. Apart from that again, I also worry about what will happen if I do check it and I find something I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I'm this kind of person that I take time to process stuff. By the time I finish processing it and I finally ask that, what about this? It might be nothing. And I've already made a mountain out of the molehill. So why put myself through that emotional stress? I just don't bother.
Please, I want to know, I want to ask, I want to I need clarity.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
And
For
if
the
somebody-
present
let me tell
and
you
for the
something.
future. Thank you.
if somebody is not as honest as you want to be in a relationship, and they find out that you are checking out their phone,
Yeah.
they will just find another way to do what they want to
To
do.
dodge.
Yeah.
That
So
checking off the phone.
let
will
that
not-
I actually
on
wanted to
you.
say something.
it
Not
will always be on
on
you.
me.
Whether you are checking on it, it's always on.
Because while you are in your
Yes.
mood, in the mood to want to hide things,
Yeah.
you are giving yourself heart attack. Your conscience is pricking you.
Exactly.
Let me just say
everybody
this. Let me
pricks.
just say
Help.
this.
It's with prick.
I want to say
join
something,
you in the
though.
pain.
You know, you mentioned if, you know, someone wipes their chats or not. I feel it is extremely intelligent. It's a sign of intelligence if a guy or a girl decides to wipe their chats.
Thank you,
because
TK.
I actually feel like
you.
I would think of you as dumb if you have not deleted that chat.
See, I
feels
have a
like you're
problem, and
silly
I accept now with
leaving
everything I'm
chats
hearing.
there.
I don't delete chats.
Ha!
I have chats of, in fact, in my former phone, I have chats.
We gotta go,
past
Mary. We gotta go.
2016.
Eh?
I'm telling you, I don't delete chats.
Mary, we gotta go. But you
Because-
see, from what we all know, and this is
No.
inside,
Uh,
but the two people that delete chats, we know them.
what?
Mike,
And
you
because
did not
of
say
that-
your own no.
Mike,
They are more than suspect. Both of them are bad.
Mike did not open that phone.
We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. What do you think about this? Let us know on social media.
We'll tell
Let us
you
know
what
your
we found out
thoughts.
from Mike.
And then, of course, we'll talk about it later. We'll see you after this time.
Oh yeah, Mike, there's pattern.
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. Shebio Timo, will you calm down? With me in the kitchen this morning, Chef Shebio Timo, and we are making... Yes! I am so excited about ojojo. I love ojojo. So quickly, let's run through the ingredients for ojojo. And then, yeah, we just have to head over to the couch quickly. But hey, let's go.
Sharply.
Yeah.
This is our water yam.
Okay, that's for the ojojo.
For the ojojo.
Good.
Our fish. Crayfish. Onions. Need to spice it up. Then our pepper.
Oh, okay, great. Blended pepper, right?
Blended pepper.
Right, and then what fish is that? Titus. Okay. So what are we doing with our water yam?
I'm going to grate it. I'm going to remove the back now, then I'm grating it.
Okay. And
After grating, we put all these accessories. Start putting it.
in the hot oil. So I'm wondering, what are we using the fried meat for? Oh, she said I should calm down. And I'm going to be calm. Oh, by the
Trust
way,
me.
I love ojojo. Chef Shebio Timo was the first person that actually introduced me to ojojo
I'm so excited
on
to
the
hear
show. So this is another reason why you all should always tune in to Wake Up Nigeria, because we bring chefs who always introduce us to exciting recipes as this one. And if you have not made ojojo before, well, here's your chance to learn how to make it. And if it's something that you definitely try out, please do not forget to tag us at using the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TV. So want to see those videos, want to see those pictures, please, 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 pretty please, thank you. Great. Okay, so are we boiling the water yam first?
We are grating it.
Once we're done grating, we'll just start frying.
Start frying. Put all this, like I said, then we'll start frying.
Okay.
After frying, we are good to go. This is majorly for the jebus.
Yeah,
You can eat it with anything.
is,
Either
actually.
gari
Okay.
or agidi or bread. Just be comfortable. Yes.
So it's like having bread and akara.
It's a street food now.
Okay. While we're prepping things up here in the kitchen, something exciting is having a new dimension. I mean, our newspaper segment this morning is having a new dimension. And of course, we have Titi and Mike, who are ready to go.
It's time to take a look at some headlines in the papers this morning. We're going to do some sort of a review of all of them. We have our guest analyst this morning, Barrister Emanamfon Umana, a legal and socio-political critic. It is great to have you, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good to have you too.
Thanks
All
for
right.
joining us. We have to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the dailies today. We're going to start with the Daily Trust. And it says here, I'll give you living wage, Tinubu promises workers. And I do believe he was addressing the Nigeria Labour Congress then. So please talk to us. When it comes to a living wage and making promises, you know, many president-elects have made promises in the past. What direction do you think this is going?
Thank you very much. I was even going to say that, thank God, the promises have started coming in as usual. But for now, I think it should be beyond making promises.
Okay.
It should be about implementation of those promises. For me, living wage sounds good, but I am of the opinion that we should move from the bandwagon of wages, salary, into other indices that makes the living worth it. Of course, Nigerians are always living. In good times, in bad times, they are living. But wages being the only indices to indicate or to explain the good performance or otherwise of government is not enough. For example, there are other areas in which the government can do better for workers. They can look into the well-being of their children. The question would be, is a typical Nigerian worker happy? Is a typical Nigerian employee able to access good health care? So it shouldn't really be about the wages and the salary. Our minds have always been tuned towards wages, salary, finish school, go get a job, earn salary, and then retire. It should be beyond that. So it's good the promises are coming in, but I believe there are other things that should be added to make that living worthwhile in Nigeria, especially for this new dispensation.
All right, thank you very much. And then still on promises, we'll take a look at the Punch, where the president-elect has promised tough decisions. Now, that's what I want to pick on, tough decisions. We know that there's the subsidy removal. That's the major thing that a lot of Nigerians are trying to brace up for. I've been speaking about this in different fora and all of that. How do you think this will impact? Because when we say tough decisions, we know that, look, we are at an economy that is based so much on fuel. I mean, if we had electricity as much as we expected, we might not have that over-reliance as it were on fuel. Wow. How do you think these decisions, how do you think the implementation will roll out when it comes to taking out subsidy and all those decisions?
Well, taking out subsidy has never been the problem, or has never really been an issue. They've always been promising removing subsidy. But the question is, how do you want to cushion the effect of those, the subsidy removal? When you say tough decision, of course, I'm a lawyer, so I like to hold people by their words. So when you say tough decision, Nigeria is already in a tough situation. Believe me. So when you are promising tough decision, of course, tough decisions are meant to bring in change because change is inevitable. But you should look at where we are today. You should be able to understand what are those things which, if we do, irrespective of the tough decisions, would begin to yield positive results in the short, medium, and long run.
But we need those tough decisions.
We need the tough decisions, but we need to know what are those things we should look forward to so that we are able to endure the tough decisions. You can't just tell me tough decisions and then 6 months down the line, I still have to pay 2,000 naira from Yanoworo to toll gate. And you're telling me tough decision. Do I have anything to hold on to that in the next 6 months, I should be able to have a train that will take me there for 200 naira. So I should be able to wait and believe that the tough decision will yield better results coming forward. And this should apply in every other sector because the subsidy removal will affect the health sector, will affect every other sector. Everything. So let's know what comes behind the tough decisions.
So we're definitely going to be going on to that story a little further. But let's take a quick look at The Guardian. It's very similar to the headline earlier on, but then the headline goes further to talk about other demands of the workers, debt concerns. Retirement age was also mentioned in the last paper.
It was. But the debt concerns, like you mentioned, the demand, better people spoken about that amid subsidy. But you see, someone once mentioned that it's not only about just better pay. Like you said, all our palliatives in other ways can come in to ensure that, because we know that the cost of pepper, what's the smallest thing you can buy? Dry pepper. The moment that subsidy is taken out, first of all, we know that the refineries will not work before the subsidy gets removed.
Have they really been working?
They've not been working. So let's take that one out of the way. They will not work in time before subsidy is going to be removed. Once 1 naira gets added on fuel, the tomato seller and the pepper seller will tell you that I've put in something. So we know that it is really not. It's hard to actually fathom how it will happen.
Well, we should take. The problem is that Nigeria refuses to learn, or maybe our leaders refuse to learn, or they refuse to understand the pulse of the people. Look at what happened during the change in the currency. That is exactly what will play out in a different, in its own likeness. So, if we are to tell ourselves the truth, we are going to truly a tough decision. However, let us still be hopeful. That's all I'm going to say. Talking about the retirement age being increased as part of the promises that the president-elect, the life expectancy in Nigeria is, I think, it's 60.
It's even lower.
It's lower.
It's even lower.
So you are talking about higher retirement age. When you, God forbid, you may not even be alive to get the benefit. So let us look at other palliatives, whether for the subsidy removal, whether as part of the promises to the workers. There are other ways we can make our lives better. And that's what we expect. We expect a government that should think outside the box. And the implementation should actually show that truly it won't be like the last administration, so that every common man, just let me ask, how many persons actually even use this for that subsidy will be removed? But when the effect will come, it will touch you and
Everybody.
I. It will. It will touch you and I. So how will we cope when that is done? So we need clear-cut plans. We need other palliative beyond just increasing minimum wage and increasing the age. Where
When the subsidy goes out, we're looking at prices as high as 750.
800 or 800 naira. So imagine
800 too.
what the transport would be.
Like, if the official price now is about 185, so you're looking at almost over what, 400, 500% increase.
It's going to be terrible.
That's almost 500% increase.
I'll give a very practical example. The other day, my wife had to, the blender got bad, so we needed to use the mama beside the street that uses diesel to get those, the grinding machine. And I think it was about 200, 300 naira, thereabout. So imagine when subsidy is removed, and then we'll have to pay like 600. So a small akara, a small beans of 200 naira, you may have to spend 1,000 naira grinding it.
It's
it's going to be terrible, but let's still be hopeful.
We are staying hopeful, and of course we will definitely be following up on all these stories as the week goes
Barrister,
forward.
thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Right, that's it.
And of course, take your comments and contributions. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and let's hear what you think.
All right, we'll take a time out now. We'll be back with more on the show.
Welcome back, people. You're still tuned in to Wake Up Nigeria. With me in the kitchen is Chef Shabio Tino.
Yes, sir.
All right, and we... Sorry? You love it, right?
I'm not
You know I love
it.
it.
I love it
And
too.
this morning she's making ojojo. Is it ojojo?
Ojojo. Not,
Ojojo.
you are pushing and calling it Ojojo.
Ojojo. Right. And it is an Ijebu meal. Well, Shibiotimo said that it is an
Yes,
Ijebu
it's
meal.
popularly eaten among the Ijebus.
Okay.
Yes, so
Okay.
they are
All
always
right.
proud to take this.
Now let's talk about the ingredients and where you're at right now. Let's go.
Yes, this is the water yam,
Okay.
Titus fish,
Okay.
onions, crayfish, meat to spice it up, then
Okay.
the pepper mix.
Are we putting the meat in the ojojo? Oh,
Stay tuned.
There she goes again. If you missed out on the ingredients earlier on, it's right there on your screen, people. You have your salt, of course, water, onions, pepper, crayfish, Titus fish, water yam, and vegetable oil. So this is more like making akara, right?
Yes, akara.
Great. And so what are we doing now?
We are grating it.
Our water yam.
Our water yam.
So once we're done...
we have a specific pattern of grating it. Not
Okay.
this regular one.
Oh,
but
you
the
don't
tiny,
okay.
the tiny
so you
one.
have to use the ones with the tiny.
Yes, you
pores,
can't use
not
this.
the large.
Yes.
pores. Okay. Okay.
That's why I'm using this.
Okay.
That's how we do it.
Because it has to be smooth.
Smooth. Like you can see this.
So I think that's one of the mistakes I made when I tried mine. I
What did you do?
I didn't look out for the side of the grater. I think I used the ones with the larger pores.
Oh,
So
so it's not
the-
coming out.
Yeah, so it looked like when you fry coconut shavings.
That one is another style of eating it, but you might not like it because
Yeah,
it's water yam, it's so
exactly,
salt.
exactly.
But when if you can use yam to do that, you enjoy it. Yam as in yam.
Really?
And the yam balls.
Okay, there she
Come on, do
goes,
this
giving us another idea. I love that one. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I think this is something I'll definitely go to try. I'm going to try this weekend. Yeah, I know it's still a long week to the weekend, but I'll definitely try this out this weekend. Now for our fish, has it been cooked already?
Yes, it's cooked. It's
Okay.
a boiled one, spiced. So I'm going to sprinkle it inside this.
Okay, so we're going to mash it
Mash
into
it.
the ojojo.
Then the crayfish, then the pepper and the onions.
Okay, I noticed we're not using salt or seasoning cubes here, are we?
We are not using seasoned cube, but we are using crayfish.
Okay, so
But there's
all the
salt
flavor that we
somewhere
need.
in the kitchen.
Oh, okay. So all the flavor that we need is in the. We're going to get it from the crayfish
From the
and
crayfish.
from the onions.
From the onions, yes.
Okay, pretty exciting recipe this morning. We're going to start frying in a bit because we have to make sure that our water yam is properly grated. and we're going to, mix it up, and then we'll start frying in a bit. While we're still prepping things up here in the kitchen, let's head over to the couch for some nutrition.
About making Ojojo to talking health now. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to your eyes, and it's so good to have someone who can talk about your eyes, especially regarding the fact that we're in a digital world now, and sometimes we find ourselves looking so much at the screen and at several different gadgets. And on Health this morning, we're joined by Dr. Sharon Ekene. She's a well-grounded and experienced optometrist, and she'll be discussing digital eye strain and the possibility of preventable blindness. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us today.
It's a pleasure to see you today, Mary.
Absolutely. Very well, very well. Okay, so let's hit the ground running. Let's start from talking about eye strain. Many people do not know that there is such a thing as digital eye strain. Tell us more about that.
All right. Digital eye strain is something that occurs due to the use of constant gadgets, the phones, the laptops, the tabs, and all of that. And it's also called computer vision.
Vision syndrome, that's CVS.
Yes, CVS.
Okay.
Okay. Most people, most of us, the world has gone digital. So our daily life, we see us spend about 7 to 8 hours daily looking at the screen. And with this comes different symptoms that occur to the eye because of this thing. You could have things like redness of the eye, there is teary eyes, there is itchy eye, there is funny sensation. I use funny because people have different ways they describe. Some would say, there's something funny going on. Some would say, I've got sand in my eyes. So there are different ways people actually get to tell you that they're dealing with stuff. And then, of course, there's the physical extraocular symptoms that come with this computer vision syndrome, backache, what they call the computer technique, all of this.
Some people suffer from headaches as well.
Yes, the headaches,
Looking at
blurriness, heaviness
yes.
of the eye,
Yeah.
dizziness.
Yeah.
These are all digital eye strain because of the use of the gadgets. And with time, we notice that we see this more with kids because we tend to give our kids gadgets earlier. Not that it's a bad thing, but there should be a control. These days, you see some mothers, they're busy, they want to do something. As young as 6 months, you put something and put the baby to start looking at the screen so that you can quickly, no judgments, but these things have repercussions.
Long-term
They have long-term effects on the eye. So these are what actually lead to digital eye strain. Now, when they say preventable blindness, when you introduce it early to someone, a baby, there's a possibility that some things could go wrong because the child's eye is still in developmental stages. So some will be stunted this way, and then the effects will now show on another way. So yeah, these things happen.
So I like the fact that you mentioned preventable because that's what I'd like to focus on. So these days, it's almost inevitable. The fact is we all have to look at screens for one reason or the other. Even now, children are being asked to do their research.
Yes, online.
Yes, for their schoolwork online. So looking at a screen is almost part of our lives. But how do you make, how do you make the most of the situation in the sense that how do you prevent this usage from affecting your eyesight?
First off, control. Let me start with the children and I walk up to the adults. For kids, there should be control, time control on the use of gadgets. You don't let a child sit with a gadget 10, 12 hours. Even at some point, 3, 4 hours is a bit too much per time. The child should go out, play, walk the eye exercise. Because when we're on gadgets, we're looking at 40 cm away from us. That's actually the much we can do. At most 1 meter away. But the eye needs to function from a distance to near. So when you have the child always engaged at a short point, there's every probability the child will end up short-sighted. So how do we prevent that? We prevent that by letting the child have a particular time they're on the screen, take them off it, and then let them go out and exercise the eyes. We've got muscles in the eyes that need to work from the distance to the near, in and out, and that helps. But when it's stunted on one end, there could be issues. And remember, if a child or anyone is short-sighted for a long time, there could be probability of a degeneration that can lead to blindness.
Okay.
That's why it's a preventable. Now for adults, we also have things like dryness of the eye coming up. We have things like tears coming down the eye. The truth is, when you are handling a symptom and dealing with it without proper control, it could lead to things you do not want to happen. And that's what we're trying to avoid.
Okay.
So time control should be put in place when you're doing this.
So now you've mentioned control, and it does seem like control is the major part of handling this. So let's talk about screen time according to age range. So we'll talk about screen time from 6 months to 2 years, 2 years to 4 years, like that. What would you say is the recommended screen time? By the way, screen time is the duration or period of time you use your gadget. So what would you recommend?
6 months has no business looking at the screen. The eyes are still very tender. They're still being developed. The muscles are getting into shifting into shape and all of that. So really, for a child at 6 months, they should concern themselves with seeing their mother. They should concern themselves with appreciating vision around them. Thank you. They should concern themselves with appreciating vision around them every time. They should also concern themselves with things that will help the eye muscles grow. Then when the child gets to 1, 2, you can let a child watch something on screen for maybe 30 minutes, and that's it. Give them building blocks, Lego blocks. They are things, physical things they need to learn to touch, to feel. Montessori kind of training. That is what they should concern themselves with at that time. So teach them and reduce screen time, 30 minutes, max 1 hour. Then when we get into the primary school, you could increase it. An hour still, the truth is an hour till maybe 7, an hour per day. Because the eye still needs to learn to shift from the short-sighted level to the long-sighted. So they should appreciate the world around them. They should appreciate nature. These things help the eye muscles function properly. Then as we get older, to teen years, these are the, well, I should say that's the most problematic most parents have, because children are trying to be themselves.
Yeah.
So yes, you really can only control based on the hour of time you let them hold onto their phones. So there should be more like, I give you your phone after 2 hours, you return it. I give you your phone after 2 hours, 30 minutes. You return it, but no more.
2 hours.
Yes, 2 hours. Then for adults, we work with our computer. We earn our living with our computer. So I can't tell you this is the number of hours, but I can only tell you things to do while you're on it. So there's something called the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, take your eyes off from your system for 20 seconds and look at 20 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. 20-20-20. Take your eyes off the screen every 20 minutes for 20 seconds and focus on somewhere as far as 20 feet away from you.
Yes.
Wow, that's
While
amazing.
you do that, notice you're moving your vision from short
to long. So
and
you're also exercising your eye muscles. Really, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Sharon Ekene. It's been very enlightening. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you.
And thank you as well for always watching Wake Up Nigeria. We've reached the top of the hour. We still have 45 minutes on the other side. We hope you stay with us.
So much to do, so much to say, and an hour is not nearly enough to get it all done. So hey, welcome to the second half of the show.
Now she says half. You might think it's a sport, maybe football, but hey, come on. We give you that kind of effect as breakfast television, and this is it. Welcome, welcome. I'm having some fuel for my body. Still need some fuel at home.
Yeah.
And we will ensure that we give you fuel that you need for the rest of your day. That's talking about emotionally. We'll take you up there. We've had health. Of course, we've reviewed the papers this morning also. And then we've had gist, what's up and about. And of course, there is the kitchen, Ojojo. That's what we're preparing.
Ojojo.
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 Ojojo. Ojojo. What do you,
This one
what's
is
the,
Ojojo Pro Max. That's why when I came here and I saw it, I was like, this one is Ojojo Pro Max. Onions, fish, some meats, even what's this? Crayfish, right? Inside Ojojo with fresh pepper. No, I can't wait to dig into this. Those of us that like Ojojo.
It's definitely different and exciting.
Bringing back some of those vibes from childhood where your grandparents used to make you eat some certain foods. Now, we don't see them that much anymore. It's great to have something like that in the kitchen.
is there anything you force your kids to eat, apart from veggies?
Yes, swallow. Because they just, for some reason, the fact that it's not structured, it's not, well, maybe the way I make it is not very attractive. Maybe it's not like what they have on Instagram, but hey, you must eat it. Mommy made it by force. Well, we're gonna bring you loads to see right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo. So
Mike Messikeno is mine. You can watch us live. We are now on GOTV channel 16 if you're watching us on DTH and of course on terrestrial band. It's ultra high frequency 49.
Yeah.
YouTube, we're also there now. You can watch us at TVC Entertainment.
Yes,
The app, Android and iOS.
So follow us on social media using @TVC Connect, and then of course you can send in those comments with the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Shortly, we'll be
Musical
having,
performance.
yeah,
Music minister, of course, was making music for over a decade, but was Samuel, popularly known as Sam Swaji. He's also a pastor, I think. We'll be talking with him, of course, and he'll be performing.
And for our final conversation, we'll be having singer, songwriter, and rapper Goya Meno. He gained massive acclaim when he had his amazing hit single, Ameno Amapiano. Amapiano remix. That word Amapiano has become something to live up to in the music industry right now. We're going to be having that conversation. Okay.
Titi gave us cup.
Wow.
It's Titi's face and picture we saw and my name. But we appreciate it.
You want to see the cup?
No.
Please show.
No, because
Every year for I think what 3 years, I give
But-
people mugs.
But it's beautiful. So the thing about candles, especially when they're red candles, this was Christmas, New Year.
Yeah,
So it
New
had
Year,
the
yeah.
feel. But on the dimension, it looks like
What?
this is not topic to laugh about yet. But when I say candle, you know when you say candle close to something. But let's just do that. But then hey, commodity.
And it's red again.
Wow, red candle. Is that, wait, hold the mug still. Hold it still.
Because
Hold it
it's your
still so that
picture.
yes, because so that they can see my picture very well.
Good.
Hold it. Yes. So
Vanity upon
wow. So that as you're doing your work in the office, you know, I'll be on your mind. You know, just put the mug on your desk there. Yeah. And most people leave it at the office. It's so interesting. That's an idea for you. Give people mugs
They don't want
with your
to bring
face.
me into their home.
They don't want to take me home. They want to leave me in the office. It's fine.
And then you mentioned something earlier, something about, I'm trying to remember exactly what.
Okay, the celebrity who was cooking in her kitchen
Yes.
using a gas cylinder.
Oh, goodness.
And then people came after her saying, why would you can't even clean up your kitchen? Why are you using this kind of kitchen? Why are you using this kind of pots? Why are you using this kind of gas cylinder? Your kettle is dirty. They just, I mean, the comments were
Savage.
People don't. Let me just say something here. People don't have what to do.
Yeah. Well,
Whenever I am. It's so trivial and it's so flippant. It's so the level of persiflage. I mean, it's persiflage denominationally dumbed down. Like it doesn't make any sense. For why I see those kind of stuff, I just push it away. I'm like, what? Someone's pot. Have you seen some kitchens? Those people that are even talking. So I don't know. People just want to just.
You see what you said now.
very
Spot
good.
on.
Very
Because that's what I actually said when this conversation came up. I said most of those who call out people about the things they have don't even have as much as that.
Yeah.
Someone's pots are black. If we come to your kitchen, what's the color?
I'm telling you.
Look, many people's kitchens are like that. It's many of us that can afford better gadgets that you see, expensive pots that, complement
sense to me.
your gas cooker. Stop it. Must you always pick on people? Must you make them feel bad about everything? The inside of the pot was clean.
Let me say.
The kitchen
I was going to
was
say that
tidy.
even the
Sunni.
food bloggers and all that, they have special sets of apparatus they use for just social media.
And many of them are also influencers for this cooking
for those,
brand, for those cooking pots brand.
A lot of them can't actually afford to buy those 1 million, 2 million pots that they're showcasing. Trust me.
And then one other thing is that as much as I cannot tell you what not to put on someone's as a comment on someone's picture, but I've noticed something. So you see a lady, and she's commenting about body positivity, about how you should get the right things, and about how, oh, last year I went through a phase of depression because somebody wrote a bad comment about me, and then they highlight those comments. There are two people like that. I love these ladies, and I commented severally. You look wonderful. I love you. I found out that many of these nice comments, they don't give attention to those ones. But the one comment that is off
is the one that
intentionally. I told these ladies, you look lovely. I love you. I never saw you come out and say, oh, this guy liked me, complimented me, and oh, it is good. So I think we should.
Yeah, some people have a mindset belief.
You know what? We'll spend more time on maybe on what's up and talk about this. How people focus
on the
negatives.
The negatives when there are so many beautiful things about you.
Good morning. It's the news once again on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messikeno. The President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu is assuring Nigerian workers of his incoming administration's commitment to initiating policies that will protect their interest. Asiwaju Tinubu made the commitment on Monday in his message to the workers on the occasion of this year's May Day celebration. The President-elect promised to fulfill his promise of renewed hope, better welfare and working conditions for Nigerian workers, and a living wage to have a decent life and provide for their families. He, however, urged them to prepare for tough and hard decisions so that the workers and Nigerians in general can live more abundantly. The President-elect also promised to fight for workers at all times. Now in Delta State, government have kidnapped 2 Catholic priests, Chochos Kunab and Raphael Ogigba, in the Agbara Oto area of Ugeli North Local Government area. The priests were said to be on their way to greet one of their colleagues when they were kidnapped along Agbara Oto Road. Confirming the incident, spokesperson of the Delta State Police Command, Bright Edafe, says operatives are on the trail of the kidnappers to rescue the victims and arrest their abductors. He says the command is proactively handling their abduction to ensure that the clergymen are released as soon as possible. The Nigerian ambassador to the Republic of Sudan, Safiu Olaniyan, is warning stranded Nigerian students against attack on the embassy officials and their families. Mr. Olaniyan noted that all the officers and their families are also impacted by the hardship occasioned by the fight in Sudan. He declared that he has not received any money to hire buses, but assures the students of logistics arrangements. And then on to the foreign scene. Russia has launched a series of missiles at Ukrainian cities in the second pre-dawn attack in 3 days. Pavlograd, a logistics hub near the central city of Dnipro, was hit ahead of a much-anticipated counter-offensive by Ukraine. The strike sparked a major fire, destroyed dozens of houses and wounded 34 people. Hours later, the air raid alert sounded across the country, with the capital Kiev among the targets. Across the country, the Ukrainian army said it shot down 15 of the 18 cruise missiles that had been fired. The most significant damage was in Pavlograd, a city in Ukrainian-held territory around 70 miles from the front line. Pictures posted on social media showed a massive blaze. Ukraine's Dnipropetrovsk military administration described it as a tragic night and morning, saying an industrial site had been hit. We'll take a time out now. There's quite a bit more to come on the show. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome back. Now we have the opportunity to learn something new. We also have the opportunity to learn from some amazing ladies who are doing great things. We have Blessing and Rejoice here with us today. They are from Weave Academy. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so Blessing and Rejoice. First of all, I love your names. First of all, both of you coming here, Blessing and Rejoice, I love it.
Thank you.
It means that there's this great positive energy that comes from you just being here. But I know that you're doing something very special at Weave Academy. You need to let us in on what's going on.
Okay, good morning once again.
Welcome.
Yeah, Weave Academic is a school for human rights activists.
Okay.
It's a school established with the idea to inculcate knowledge in young social entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Okay, there is a norm that in Nigeria, most people starting their NGOs, most people that are into activism are doing this for a selfish reason. There's what they call like, okay, most activists in Nigeria are fighting for their pockets. They don't have passion. Without money, they are not ready to do something for humanity. That is the main reason why WIF Academic was established. WIF Academic was established to inculcate knowledge in people that activism shouldn't be about the money, but about imparting knowledge, about fighting for the rights of people passionately.
Okay, so you're saying you've put together an academy where you can give knowledge to people who actually truly want to do this for the right reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
But maybe we should look into the right reasons, what the right reasons actually represent. Please talk to us, Rejoice.
Okay, the right reasons is passion.
Okay.
It's not the money. It's not that we say that sometimes people do not get to appreciate a truthful, honest activist, but it shouldn't be what you're looking for. Then the right attitude towards activism, humanitarian, it's also purpose. You know, it's a big field.
Okay.
You must have purpose because you can't, when you pick this, pick that, pick all the fields together, there is going to be some form of confusion. And so focus, purpose is quite important.
Okay, now you've had the opportunity to pass through the academy. You need to talk to us about your experience being there.
Oh, that's great. I was able to coordinate my passions. I'm a woman of many dreams. I have a lot of things I wish I could do for people, and I want to do for people, and I'm doing for people. Okay. So you see, but initially, I do some without being coordinated. I'm so spontaneous. Okay. But with Weave, I've got to know exactly where I want to be and exactly what I want to do. So I could put my emotions together and I could focus, then I could attend to an issue more positively.
Right, so I know that there are a lot of people that want to give back. There are some people that probably have some excess money somewhere and they've always promised, you know, that they were going to give back to society. And maybe they don't know how to go about it. Now, I believe you put together some sort of course or outline for people to attend. Can you share with us what that's about?
Yes, I think they should try and enroll with us in WIF Academic because we will teach them on what to do, how to start. If they have passion to start their own NGO, you know, it's not mandatory you start your NGO to help the society. Okay. You can just help people because you want to do so. You're passionate about doing that. So for people that are passionate about doing that without having without having the knowledge of starting their own NGO, they can actually just go out, look for people that are poor, people that are in need, and they can probably give out to them. But if you want to run your own NGO, because you have passion to help the poor, then you can enroll with us in WIF Academic so that we can teach you on the nitty-gritty of starting your NGO and becoming an outstanding humanitarian.
Honestly, I'm wondering how long a course like that would take, you know. Is it online? Is it physical? Is there practical? Is there theory? Talk to us about how a course like this would run.
Well, within 6 months, you should be done academically. Okay. Another 3 months for practicals because you will need to you will need to be on the field. For some who have not been on the field at all, and then for whoever has been on the field also, it will help you to know more. Okay. Then the last 3 months, you have a mentor. Okay. And then you understudy your mentor.
Okay.
And from there, you handle cases and you know what to do with cases. You know the appropriate quarters to call on when there is a case at hand. So it's a full curriculum.
It does feel a little overwhelming when you actually go into the nitty-gritty. And I appreciate the fact that you've put space for mentors to get involved. But I want us to reiterate the importance of having a mentor in this whole ordeal of putting together your NGO.
Well, the importance of having a mentor is to have a one-on-one rapport, a one-on-one relationship, okay, so that you can gain knowledge. You know, when you say a mentor is somebody that is ahead of you in your area of specialization. Okay, you're into you're into NGO. There are people that have been there for 20, 30 years. You're starting, as a fresher, you're just starting, but we have people that have been there, that have been doing this work for more than 30 years. So having a mentor as a starter is very key, because you will be learning. Okay, you will be learning from the wealth of experience of your mentor. And that's the reason why we inculcated the aspect of having a mentor attached to a mentee, so that they can learn. Basically, it's about learning more. You know, there's some intimate questions you cannot ask during the teaching, during the course online. But with your mentor, you can go ahead. We even told the students that you can share emotional feelings, emotional pains with your mentor. So it's like building bond and asking questions you really cannot do, you cannot ask on the
So I know that a lot of people go into these kinds of projects because of something maybe that affected them in their childhood, something they grew up with, and they don't want other people to suffer through that or go through it. And it is a very emotional journey. So I have to appreciate you both for what you do, what you've done, and then for taking the course, because it shows that if you can dedicate time to such a course, you truly want this to be a solid before you begin. Thank you so much, Rejoice. Thank you, Blessing. Weave Academy. If you want to give back and give back the right way, you need to learn how to do it. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's take a quick break now. There's still so much more coming your way. And when we return, we have a performance for you.
For our final conversation, we have a very interesting personality. Look, when this guy burst on the scene, not like that was the first time. He has been there doing his own stuff, but when he came out with that particular song, that song shattered records everywhere. Rapper, singer, songwriter, Bright Goya, popularly known as Goya Meno. Of course, he gained massive rave due to his outstanding hit single, Ameno, Amapiano remix. And then, of course, since then, he has collaborated with artists worldwide, including David Guetta, Carlos Santana. Man, Afrobeats are doing the thing well. It's great to have you, Goya Meno. You are welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Wonderful. You know, let's talk about you before a lot of people got to know you.
Yeah.
I know that, of course, you're from Benin, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how was it growing up for you? How did you get into music?
Music, I've been doing music while I was in school. Even before school, I've been doing music. Like, I have like 2 videos before Amapiano.
And people would think that you just, it's overnight success.
No. We've been doing music. We have 2 videos, but then we were just pushing as an upcoming, doing it our own little way. It was majorly after Amapiano that we now said, okay, let's do it the big way now.
But then now, you also, you brought that trend. Hype men have been in the game. But are you, at the time when you released that song, was it as a hype or as, you just went to remix it?
Like, that's one thing we've been battling with and we'll be trying to correct, even up to date.
Up to date, yeah.
I've never been a hype man. I'm not a hype man. The hype man thing, I still don't know where it comes from. Yeah, a hype man going, no. That's a misconception, though, which we'll be trying to correct.
To correct, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why people feel like, oh, that your success are not be musician,
exactly,
hype man,
exactly.
And all of that.
So that could be as a result of some persons trying to, they see your work, see you getting so much, they feel like, okay, that would be a tool to bring down the ego. Like when we got the nomination at the Eddies, and people were like, why would they nominate a hype man? I was like, where's the hype man? Have I hyped for you before?
How do you feel when you hear people criticizing?
No, I don't blame them, though, because as at that time when Amapiano blew up, Goya Meno was not in existence. Yeah, as in, they could not attach the song to anybody because it was a big song.
Yeah.
So it is almost impossible for an artist that has not been there to get such a world record.
Yeah.
You understand me now?
Yeah.
So it used to be a thing of the top boys, like the Whiskey, the Davido, the Burna Boy. So they have all it takes to make such world hits.
Exactly.
But for a boy who is not in existence, an artist who is just on the ground, to go worldwide, it was like, who is this person? They could not see anybody because I was not in the space at that time. So it was less for them to like, okay, we think it's one hype man, because maybe because of Ameno that is in it, because at that period, hype men were using Ameno to bring her to hype in clubs and the rest. So they just felt is one of those hype men. I think that's where they got it.
Wonderful.
But still, that's why I say I don't blame them, though. because
then
they,
most
but now that we've been trying to correct it, a lot of people are trying to like, oh really? I never knew. Oh, now
getting into
like me saying this now, a lot of people will get to hear me say it now, and they were like, oh really? He's not an help man. I never knew. So stuff like that.
Wonderful. And that made a babu in the zoo decide to come against you. That's talking about Portable. You know, there was a back and forth with you and Portable for a short while and all of that. Can you tell us about the genesis? How did that start? Was it from you or from him?
I still don't know how it started. I just know this guy doing my thing, why he's doing his thing. So I don't know where the connection, the comparison came from. Maybe because we blew up at the same time. So they felt, okay, because it's the same time, so both of them are supposed to be compared. I don't know. But I am just Goya Meno doing my craft. So that's what I'm focused on.
But he came against you and you actually had to respond.
You
had to.
Me, my personality, everybody knows I don't talk. Yeah. If I have to respond, that's because I felt, you are doing this thing. I am not replying, it does not mean I'm weak. But I just let you know that when you push a goat to the wall, it will face you. Understand me now? So that's the situation. I don't talk. I've told my fans and everybody, I've told everybody, I'm not replying him again. Even if he climbs it, I'm not replying him again. As far as I'm concerned, focusing on my craft.
Your career.
Up we go, forward we go.
Now, talking about that craft, I am very excited about this one. You have your first EP out. Let's talk about that. What's your title? What can your fans, worldwide fans, expect from you on this EP?
All right. The EP just dropped last Friday here, titled Bomboy. Can go check it out. It's a six-track EP. So I was able to study my audience and know what they want. So after I made on my piano, which focuses on passing moral messages.
Exactly. Yes, because a number of us who grew up in the South way, we could relate. Some other people just moving to the song. When you listen to the song, listen to the other verses, you start to understand that, look, this guy was talking about, look, hey, come on, get the right morals, do the right things. Your parents have expectations.
Exactly. That's one thing my fans or the audience should know about me. I don't just sing. I'm different from every other artist. I'm not just the singers trying to know. I try to pass message with, I'm a sociologist by discipline. So I try to look for social problem in the society and use my music as a tool to correct it in my own little way. Because as artists, as musicians, we have a role to play in putting the society in place.
I like that.
In as much as we feel we are just singing.
I like that.
A lot of people are out there listening to what we are saying. You understand me now?
Yeah.
So we are influencers and we have a long way to influence people. I followed somebody the other day and the guy went to make it to frame the follow.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, are you serious? You have to go this extent? So because of that, I always watch what I say in my music. Like if you check from track 1 to track 6, it's all have a message. Like one of the track, the letter was me communicating with God. Like that was the concept of the song. Communicating with God, like
how much are you a religious person? Are you spiritual?
Yeah, I'm a religious person, but I'm not a gospel artist.
Okay.
But despite I'm not a gospel artist, but I don't try to go too secular, but because I have my moral upbringing. I'm a well-disciplined child. I make sure I put that in my music too. Why everybody's like, you are an artist, you're supposed to do like this. I tell them, no, this is me. I'm an artist does not mean I should lose my moral. Like I don't have any tattoo. That's because I don't want to. So you should not feel, oh, because I'm an artist, I am drawn. If I choose to, that's cool.
Okay, so you don't see anything wrong with tattoos?
No, like it's the same way I don't smoke. But I don't have problem with smokers.
Okay.
If you feel like, okay, that's what you want, good. But I am me. Let me do what I feel I should do.
I like that. Wonderful. Are there any collaborations in the EP?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about the collaborations.
I have 3 collaborations. J-Wiz is on it, that's on Shako. Lade is on it, that's on Grace. And then Nasty is on it, that's on Brother Man, which is the focus track on that EP, Brother Man. That's, as I said, I try to pass message with my music.
Wow.
Be a brother to your brother man.
I like that.
Yeah.
Bomboy is available to stream everywhere.
Yeah, it's available in our platform.
All platforms. You can go out there,
It's
Bomboy.
like 3 days old now.
Okay.
So go check it out.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. He's a sociologist by profession, by trained that way. So speaking of issues and all of that, you can have all of that. There is value that you're giving there.
Yeah.
I'm wishing you the best. You've been there, you've done that, and this is wishing you further awards, further trophies. See you much more at the top.
Thank you.
So we have breakfast for you this morning. So quite interesting. Okay.
That would be nice.
All right. Let's get to meet my co-host and of course breakfast this morning. Come
All
on.
right. No problem.
All right. Let's go. All right.
Amen.
Welcome.
Amen. You are welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you.
Chef Shebio Timo. And this morning she's made for you Ojojo.
Oh,
I thought you were going to sing more of the song.
Shebio
Yeah. As I said earlier, as a sociologist, I like trying new things.
And this you've never had before.
No, I've never had
So
this
please enjoy. It's made with water yam.
Okay.
A blended pepper. Go in.
Yes.
Onions, crayfish, Titus fish, a mixed pepper.
Yeah, and then we fried it.
Of course.
So they're basically yam balls, but water yam balls.
What I am about.
That's how the thing goes.
Thank you, Goya Beno. It's a pleasure. And like we said, we are all wishing you the best. It's been a wonderful show. We had Sam Swatch earlier on, just a few technical difficulties, which we have sorted out. Now he will be performing for us to take us out on the show. It's been a wonderful show. We will see you tomorrow. Sam Swatch.
Yes, so
Have a great day, people.
Take it away.
Yeah.